Hello, I'm Diane Jones, the Deputy City Manager and Director of Community Services. And today I'm here to talk to you about transportation services and talk a little bit about the funding of our transportation services, primarily our street maintenance and some of the costs. Since 2005, transportation has faced systematic and significant revenue reductions. Some of our traditional revenues, such as our state gas tax and the Road and Bridge Fund, have been more significant, are seeing more significant reductions. The general fund contributions to our transportation and transit funding have been affected by the slowed retail growth as well. The sharpest decline in our traditional transportation funding sources began in 2008, continued in 2009, and impacted today's revenue picture as well. This slide shows a significant drop in several of the revenues that we depend on, such as the state gas tax and our auto-related sales. These show percentage drops since 2008. People are driving less, they're purchasing fewer vehicles, and the cars are more fuel efficient. The gas tax is not indexed to inflation and remains at levels that from 1980. Larimer County eliminated over $1 million in our bridge and road levy fund, and those were used to support the city's transportation system. Despite best efforts, we're falling behind in such key areas as street maintenance, alley maintenance, and some of our seasonal repairs from our winter weather. There's a price to be paid for delaying key maintenance in some of these significant pieces of our street system. As we delay more of the planned maintenance, the roads and alleys deteriorate into poor condition. When we do get to them, it costs twice as much or sometimes as much as 4 times to repair and bring them back into good shape. Just as we must take care of our car or our home lest we risk expensive repairs, failure to perform maintenance on our street system will lead to much higher costs when replacement is required. The city's funding for street maintenance activities has been reduced in recent years. In a 2007 independent audit, identified the need to invest $4 million a year in 2010 to maintain our level of service B, or good condition. Because of recent cutbacks, the gap is now $6.5 million in 2010 and is growing. This is our well-used graphic that clearly shows the impact of investing $1 in maintenance for roads that are in pretty good shape versus delaying that maintenance, which will cost $4 to $5 to do more extensive replacement and renovation. Fort Collins' policy is to try and keep our roads at level of service B, and that is good condition. And that will save millions of dollars in costly repair and rehabilitation costs for streets that have substantially deteriorated. This graphic shows that currently our streets are in generally pretty good shape. Without additional dollars, more of our streets will fall into fair or poor condition. A greater percentage of our streets will also reach the level of service F, which requires very extensive replacement and rehabilitation. This graphic shows the growth of Fort Collins road miles since 2000. At the same time that resources have been reduced, we are also adding miles to our street system and exacerbating the problem. You'll note the fairly large increase in road miles in 2010. This accounts for road miles that were added to our system via the Southwest annexation. These additional road miles will be programmed into our calculations and our costs. The next few slides show the condition of the pavement at various stages of deterioration. Again, if we have resources to keep up good maintenance, we can keep more of our streets in good repair and functioning for the people who drive, who bike, and who use transit. While the differences may not seem great as we look at them, there are major differences in the costs to bring them up to a good condition rating. This graph illustrates the reduction in street maintenance funding. The street maintenance program, which we often call pavement management, has been reduced from a high of $9 million in 2008 to just over $7.1 million in 2010. Our street maintenance program is our annual planned maintenance program. Funding for street maintenance activities, which are more like spot or emergency repairs such as pothole repairs, crack sealing, and patching, those are represented by the green bar. This has stayed somewhat stable over the years, but the needs have varied, and they do vary with our winter weather system. Please make note that even when combined, these levels of funding do not approach the $13 million that is necessary in 2010 to maintain our level of Service B. This graph forecasts road conditions with funding at some different levels. The top line shows the impact of adding $6.5 million to street maintenance. We can repair 38 miles per year with that added money. The next line shows the addition of $5.5 million, which means 35 miles of streets can be repaired per year. Moving down, the next line shows that what an influx of $4.5 million, that translates into 33 miles per year that we can maintain. The bottom line, or the green line, shows the impact of no additional dollars for street maintenance from our current level of funding. Again, pavement conditions will continue to deteriorate toward poor and failing conditions. If our street maintenance resources do not increase, we will not be able to maintain at our level of Service B. This graph shows is from the 2007 pavement management audit, which shows the additional funds that are necessary over time to maintain our level of Service B. Note that the expected funding amounts shown do not match the previous slides. This graphic was developed as part of the 2007 audit program before cuts were made to the maintenance program. What is important to recognize is that continuing to invest in the street maintenance is necessary to maintain that level of Service B or our streets in good condition. With increased resources, we have a greater probability and opportunity to keep our streets and roads in good repair. So the impact of additional resources to our community are shown on this slide, which will save millions of dollars in delayed repair. The pavement conditions remain good so that the auto traffic and our transit traffic and our bicycles folks are able to use the system. The potholes and crack sealing and other ongoing street maintenance levels can be maintained, and our street system results in safer travel for all that use it. However, the $6.5 million does not include some significant pieces to our transportation system. The bridges are not included, and our bridges are aging and becoming deteriorated. There are a number of unmet capital needs that throughout our community, and our resources for capital do not allow to keep pace with it. We have our Transit Strategic Plan, which was adopted in 2009, identified the need and the desire for more service hours. Our fleet equipment that is necessary to maintain our street system is aging and cannot be replaced at this time. Costs to repair as well as replace large trucks, our snow blades, our paving equipment, and our other pieces of equipment are hefty. In the city, we have a total of 274 bridges on our street system. 32 of those are substandard, and 50 will be past their design life in 2013. We saw the effects of our aging bridges when we saw the collapse of the crossing at Magnolia and Whitcomb last year. At present, we have $300,000 a year allocated for needed repairs to our bridges. It's not nearly enough, as we estimate in current estimates that we need as much as $1 million a year to address these aging bridges. There are many unmet capital needs in our system, and that means the need to build or to reconstruct some of our roadways, our intersections, and our interchanges. We have aging interchanges at I-25. That's at Prospect, Mulberry, and also at State Highway 392. And that affects our safety and our mobility. It affects the movement of goods and services into and out of our community. These are also primary gateways into our community. They are very expensive, and whether we can partner with other communities or with the Department of Transportation, the the amount of dollars needed to make these capital improvements are substantial, as our price tag for the I-25-392 interchange is around $27 million. We have also some streets that don't function well, that carry our auto, bicycle, and transit traffic, and some of those deficiencies are related to old design standards. In terms of transit, our community surveys and our outreach show time and again that many desire better transit services in our community. However, our federal funds are shifting, and the federal dollars we've relied on to support our transport bus operating expenses are diminishing as the federal government shifts those to more of the capital costs. The Council adopted the Transport Strategic Plan in 2009 and showed how to grow our service. Expanding transit is a critical element of our overall transportation plan. If it is not expanded, then the road system will not be adequate in terms of the capacity to carry the additional vehicle traffic. In terms of the impact to our community, transportation is a basic and a very vital service. Our streets, our roadways, and our bridges are essential for our commerce, for people to get to work, for people to go to school, to get to medical appointments, and to socialize. The city is responsible for maintaining, in a cost-effective manner, the investments into our basic and critical infrastructure. Transit and other modes of travel are central to our transportation system and to the future that we envision for our citizens and for our community as a world-class place.